Imagine this. You've invested your time, your emotions, and your energy into someone you deeply care about. At first, everything seemed to flow naturally. The connection was strong, and you felt like you were on the same page. But then something changed. They started pulling away. Maybe they became distant, started responding less, or even ignored you altogether. And in response, you did what most people do. You chased. You reached out more, tried harder, put in extra effort to make them see your worth. You replayed conversations in your head, wondering where things went wrong. You tried fixing things, adjusting yourself, becoming more available, anything to get them to come back. But nothing worked. The more you chased, the more distant they became. It felt like the harder you tried to hold on, the faster they slipped away. And then, in a moment of clarity, you decide to let go. Not out of bitterness, not out of anger, but out of wisdom. You stop trying to control the situation. You stop seeking validation. You embrace stillness, detachment, and the power of non-reactivity. And suddenly, everything shifts. The energy changes. The dynamic reverses. They start noticing your absence. They start questioning their own feelings. Without your constant presence, they begin to feel the weight of your silence. What happens when you let go of the need to control? When you stop chasing, detach emotionally, and embody the Stoic principles of acceptance and calmness? Welcome back to Mindful Stoicism, where we explore timeless wisdom for mastering your emotions and relationships. So, if you're exhausted from running in circles, if you're ready to reclaim your power, and if you want to understand why letting go is the most powerful move you can make, then stick with me. This Stoic secret will change everything. 1. The power of detachment. Detachment is not about indifference, nor is it about suppressing your emotions. It's about mastering them. It's about understanding that clinging to something or someone only leads to suffering. The more we hold on to the idea that we need someone in our lives to be happy, the more we give away our power. Stoicism teaches that true strength comes from within, from our ability to remain steady regardless of external circumstances. When you detach, you are not saying, "I don't care." Instead, you are saying, "I refuse to let my happiness depend on someone else's actions." This subtle yet powerful shift in mindset changes everything. The moment you release your grip on needing a specific outcome, you regain control over your emotions. And ironically, this is when people start noticing you more. Why? Because detachment makes you self-sufficient. It transforms you from someone who is needy, reactive, and desperate for validation into someone who is calm, composed, and deeply attractive. People are naturally drawn to those who exude confidence and security qualities that can only come from within. When you let go of trying to make someone stay, you allow them the space to realize your value on their own. Think of it like holding sand in your hand. If you grip it too tightly, it slips through your fingers. But if you open your palm and hold it gently, it stays. The same principle applies to relationships. When you detach, you don't push people away. You allow them the freedom to choose you willingly. And when someone chooses you without force, that connection is far stronger than anything desperation could ever create. Detachment isn't about losing. It's about winning back your peace, your power, and your ability to move through life with unshakable confidence. 2. The paradox of attraction. Attraction is a paradox, one of the great mysteries of human psychology. The more you chase, the more elusive the other person becomes. The more you pull, the more they push away. But the moment you step back, detach and let go, something unexpected happens. They start gravitating toward you. Why? Because human nature is wired to desire what seems just out of reach. People don't value what is easily available. They crave what is scarce. When you're constantly present, always available, and desperately seeking their attention, they take you for granted. There's no mystery, no excitement, no reason for them to want you because they already have you. But when you remove yourself from the equation, when you stop seeking validation and shift your focus inward, suddenly their perception of you changes. This is the paradox of attraction. By pulling away, you actually draw them in. When you let go of the need to control, you radiate a quiet confidence that is undeniably magnetic. You no longer appear needy or desperate. Instead, you exude self-sufficiency and independence. And that is precisely what makes you irresistible. Think about it. When someone stops texting you, you wonder why. When someone who was once so eager suddenly becomes indifferent, curiosity takes over. You start questioning their thoughts, their actions, and ultimately their value. This is exactly what happens when you let go. They begin to notice your absence, and in that absence, attraction grows. This isn't about playing games or manipulating others. It's about understanding human nature and aligning yourself with the power of detachment. When you no longer need them, you become someone they want. And that shift in energy is what changes everything. 3. The unexpected response. When you let go of someone, whether it's a romantic partner, a friend, or someone who has been pulling away, you expect silence. You expect indifference. You might even assume they'll move on without a second thought. But what happens instead? Something surprising. At first they might not notice. They've been used to you always being there, always reaching out, always trying to hold things together. They assume you'll keep doing what you've always done. But then, as days or weeks pass, they realize something is different. The texts aren't coming. The calls have stopped. Your presence, which they once took for granted, is now missing. And suddenly they start feeling your absence. It's human nature. When something is always available, we overlook it. But the moment it's gone, we start questioning its value. When you let go and focus on yourself instead of them, their perception of you shifts. They wonder if you've moved on, if you've found something or someone better. They may even feel a sense of loss, a void where your presence once was. And that's when something unexpected happens. They start coming back. Maybe it's a simple message to check in. Maybe they suddenly start liking your posts or finding reasons to talk to you. They might not even understand why they feel drawn to you again, but they do. Your silence speaks louder than words, and your detachment creates mystery, intrigue, and attraction. This is the paradox of human psychology. The more you chase, the more they pull away. The moment you stop, they start chasing you. They won't expect this shift, but when you finally take your power back, they will feel it. 4. Emotional freedom and the Stoic practice of amor fati. One of the most powerful and unexpected effects of letting go is the deep sense of emotional freedom you gain. When you stop trying to control outcomes, when you stop obsessing over how someone feels about you or whether they will stay or leave, you free yourself from an invisible prison, a prison built by attachment, fear, and expectation. This emotional freedom is at the core of amor fati, a Stoic principle that translates to love of fate. It means embracing everything, the good, the bad, the unexpected, not just with acceptance, but with a sense of appreciation. When someone pulls away from you, instead of resisting, instead of fighting against reality, you accept it fully. You trust that whatever happens is meant to happen, and you find peace in knowing that life is unfolding exactly as it should. This shift in mindset changes everything. No longer do you react out of desperation or cling to what is slipping away. Instead, you move with grace, knowing that if someone values you, they will make an effort, and if they don't, you don't suffer. You simply move forward, trusting that something better awaits. This level of emotional independence is rare, and that's precisely what makes it magnetic. When people see that you're unshaken, that you don't beg for love or attention, they start viewing you differently. They begin to realize that you are not just another person seeking validation. You are someone who embodies strength, self-respect, and a deep understanding of life. By practicing amor fati, you stop fearing loss. You embrace whatever comes your way, and in doing so, you achieve the ultimate freedom, the freedom to live without attachment, without fear, and without needing anyone to complete you. So, what happens when you let go? The unexpected. You gain your peace, regain your power, and become more attractive and magnetic than ever before. By following the Stoic principle of detachment, you stop chasing, start embracing what you can control, and allow the natural flow of life to unfold. Remember, relationships thrive on balance. When you let go of the need to control or cling, you allow both you and the other person to grow in ways you never imagined. They won't expect this shift, and they certainly won't forget the magnetic energy you exude when you finally stop chasing and start living in your own strength. If you've found value in this, let me know by liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel. Don't miss out on more Stoic wisdom to transform your life and relationships. And remember, when you let go, you're not losing, you're gaining everything.